The respiratory system, the mammal's gas exchange system. The structure and function of the gas exchange system. Protection, diffusion, and structure. Protection, cleaning and warming the air entering. Protecting the delicate surfaces such as alveoli inside the lung from drying out. Protecting against material such as dust, sand, pollen, bacteria, and virus. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides dissolve in mucus, forming acidic solutions. This irritates the lining of the airways. Cilia beat the mucus outside the respiratory tract. Diffusion, maximizing surface area and minimizing diffusion distance. Diffusion gradient must be maintained. Breathing brings supplies of fresh air into the lungs with a relatively high oxygen concentration and a low carbon dioxide concentration. Oxygen diffuses from air to alveoli in blood, and carbon dioxide in the opposite direction. Blood is constantly flowing through and out of the lungs. As the oxygenated blood leaves, more deoxygenated blood enters. This maintains the concentration gradient. The internal structures. The respiratory tract. Lungs are in the thoracic cavity, surrounded by pleural muscles enclosing airtight space containing a small quantity of fluid, allowing frictionless movement, as lungs are ventilated and the movement of diaphragm and ribs. Trachea is found at the top of the respiratory tract. At the base are two bronchi, branch extensively forming a bronchial tree in each lung, forming smaller bronchioles. Terminal bronchioles divide up, forming even narrower respiratory bronchioles that supply alveoli ducts with air. Alveoli are 70 to 75 cm square. They have very thin cell walls. A single layer of squamous epithelial pressed closely to alveoli walls are blood capillaries, lined by endothelial cells which are very thin. Structures within the respiratory system. You may pause the video. Ciliated epithelial cells. Continual beating of cilia, carrying a layer of mucus upward towards the larynx. They form a column structure, and cilia only face the lumen. When mucus reaches the top, it's usually swallowed, so pathogens are destroyed by the stomach acid. Goblet cells. These cells contain a Golgi body, some rough endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, and the nucleus. They produce mucus. Each part of the goblet cell is swollen, and the mucin droplets are secreted. Mucus is a slimy solution of mucin, made of glycoproteins with many carbohydrate chains, able to trap inhaled particles. The lower part of each is thin and resembles a drinking vessel, known as a goblet. They are pseudostratified with large basal nuclei and nucleoli visible within the nuclei. Between goblet cells are called epithelial cells. Mucosa glands. They produce mucus too. Particles larger than 5 to 10 microns are caught on hair inside the nose and the mucus lining the nasal passage and other airways. Cartilage. They keep airways open and resistance low. They prevent the trachea from collapsing or bursting. Trachea has a regular C-shaped arrangement, while bronchi have irregular blocks of cartilage. A smooth muscle. Their function is contracting and relaxing, adjusting the diameter of tiny airways. During exercise, muscles allow for greater flow of air to alveoli. The absence of cartilage makes adjustments possible. Elastic fibers. They stretch during inspiration and recoil during expiration. This helps force air out. This elasticity of alveoli allows them to expand according to the volume of air breathed in. And when fully expanded during exercise, the surface area for diffusion increases when the elastic fibers recoil during exhalation. They allow the lung to expand and recoil and prevent alveoli from bursting. Collagen fibers provide support and help alveoli to prevent bursting. Thanks for watching.